Hi there, and welcome to our podcast. And this week at London Visited, we go to Kingston Bridge to tell you all about this iconic piece of London. My name's Steve, and each week I'll bring to you the facts, history, and information about different parts of this great capital. If you've been to London, are planning on visiting, live here, or just love London from afar, then this is the podcast for you. Don't forget to visit our YouTube channel, London Visited, to see videos covering great places across London. And now to this week's podcast. Kingston Bridge is at Kingston Upon Thames in southwest London, carrying the A308 across the River Thames. It joins the town centre of Kingston in the Royal Borough of Kingston Upon Thames to Hampton Court Park, Bushy Park, in the village of Hampton Wick, in the London Borough of Richmond upon Thames. In 2005, it was carrying approximately 50,000 vehicles per day, with up to 2,000 vehicles per hour in each direction during peak times. Kingston Bridge is on the reach above Teddington Lock. The Thames Path crosses the river here, and the bridge is at the end point for the Thames Down Link long-distance footpath from Box Hill Station. Until Putney Bridge was open in 1729, Kingston Bridge was the only crossing of the river up from London Bridge. According to the 16th century antiquarian John Leland, the bridge existed in the centuries when Anglo-Saxon England existed, after Roman Britain, and before 1066. However, it is also claimed that the first Kingston Bridge was constructed in the 1190s. Leyland refers to the contemporary bridge and an older wooden bridge that had existed at Kingston since the 13th century. This was about 100 feet downstream of the present bridge. Old Bridge Street at Hampton Wick used to be matched by an old bridge street on the Kingston side. In 1318, the bridge was described as being in a dangerous condition. The successive bridges contributed greatly to Kingston's success as a medieval market town. Destroying or defending the few bridges of the Thames gave power. Having no nearby bridges would particularly hinder mounted armies. The medieval timber bridge fell victim to destructions during the Wars of the Roses and Wyatt's Rebellion. There are records of tolls being granted for various spells to pay for repairs to the bridge, but in 1567, Robert Hammond gave a sum to make it a free bridge forever. However, in spite of his endowments, for some years in the 18th century certain tolls were reimposed under the authority of the mayor and the aldermen of the borough. The bridge's state of repair became increasingly problematic by the early 19th century. It had become increasingly dilapidated, and its narrowness made passage difficult for both the river and road traffic. Pressure mounted for it to be rebuilt, but no agreement could be reached on who would be responsible or who would pay for it. The courts became involved in 1813, but were overtaken by events in January 1814, when part of the bridge collapsed due to a severe frost. The court ordered Kingston to repair the bridge from its own resources, but a complete replacement by that time was clearly necessary. In 1825, Kingston Corporation notified the City of London Corporation Navigation Committee that it intended to build a new bridge. An Act of Parliament was passed in the same year to authorise construction. The corporation planned to erect a cast iron bridge, and an architectural competition was held with a prize of 100 guineas. The winner was John Burgess Watson, with a design for a bridge with 3 equal arches. However, concerns over the rising cost of iron led to the abandonment of the scheme, and it was decided instead to build a stone bridge in the classical style to a design by Edward Labridge, the county surveyor. The first stone was laid by the Earl of Liverpool at a ceremony on the 7th of November 1825. And the bridge was opened by the Duchess of Clarence, the future Queen Adelaide, on the 17th of July 1828. The approach road to the south was named Clarence Street in her honour. The new bridge, about 100 feet upstream from its predecessor, was built of Portland stone, comprising of 5 elliptical arches. The centre arch enclosed a 60-foot span, 19 feet in height, and the side arches are 56 feet and then 52 feet in span, progressively from the centre. The abutments were terminated by towers or bastions, and the whole surmounted by cornice and balustrade, with galleries projecting over the pier, which gave a bold relief to the general elevation. The length of the bridge was 382 feet by 27 feet in width. The building contract was undertaken by Herbert for £26,800, equivalent now to just over £2.2 million. And extra work did not exceed £100. A rare occurrence in a major public or private undertakings of that description at the time. Following a lengthy campaign, which came to a conclusion in 1869, the bridge became free from tolls on the 12th of March 1870, and celebrations including a fireworks show were followed a few days later with the burning of the toll gate on Hampton Green. The narrowness of the road became a problem, and in 1911 an engineering firm, Mott and Hay, was contracted to widen the bridge on the downstream side. The work was undertaken between 1912 and 1914, with the carriageway increased from 25 feet to 55 feet. A new facade of Portland stone was designed to replicate the features of the original. The bridge was reopened in October 1914. It was widened again in 2000 to include 2 bicycle lanes, larger pavements and a bus lane, from 55 feet to 79 feet. The bridge was given protection as a Grade 2 listed structure in 1951. So, I hope you've enjoyed our look at Kingston Bridge, the second bridge ever to be built across the Thames in London. Whatever podcast service you use to listen to this, please do subscribe to get updates on new shows, and also please leave us some feedback. Please also let me know any places you'd like us to feature in future podcasts, and you can let me know through our website, www.londonvisited.co.uk. You can email me directly on londonvisited@gmail.com, or you can contact us on Twitter and Instagram on @LondonVisited, or Facebook on @TheLondonVisited. Thanks for listening. Really hope you enjoyed our podcast this time, and we'll see you soon on the next one. Bye!